everybody. Welcome to rain camp. We are expecting nothing but rain. A whole bunch of it. I got a little bitty gap in the clouds to get set up, and that is it. Just one little gap. But I brought something different this time. We're doing something different. I brought a clear bubble tent. It's just a great big dome, one big bubble. And I'm gonna set my little bubble tent up right here and have me a good old time. Brought some barbecue. I'm gonna make some barbecued ribs and have me a real nice camp out in the rain. Now it would, run my mouth a little bit, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, but I think I probably need to get to work and get some shelter up, because the little gap I've got here is not going to last for very long. It's gonna get bad on me here pretty soon, and yeah, we're gonna get a whole bunch of rain later today and tonight, and yeah, I should be in a pretty sheltered spot from the wind. Should be. You know how that goes. You'll find out when the wind starts, won't you? Well, guys, what do you think? It's time for the big reveal, huh? I actually had to leave. I had most of it set up, and it dawned on me I left the heater battery at the house. It's about 20-30 minutes each way, but I made it back in under an hour. I guess it's one of those things where, how bad do you want it? I guess I wanted it at least a fair amount, because I went and got the battery. Got my little bubble tent up, got my canopy in between the UTV and it, and got me a little sort of a rain gutter. We'll see how that works, but yeah, I guess if it runs down, I was thinking I could just do that and let it run down behind it, but we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. And that's the only thing that's questionable so far. But inside, it is actually a few degrees warmer than it is outside. Not much, just a couple. I would say you could probably heat this with a candle, a good sized candle. You could probably heat it in the daytime, down to about 40, which is 50s, 40s, which is where we're going. But yeah, I've got my diesel heater ready. So far though, so good. I like it. I like it a lot. A nice little bubble pod all to yourself. Check that out. That is pretty cool, isn't it? 1 o'clock sharp. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. It's right there. Let me refresh the page. I've got the Starlink is over there on that tree. Laid over there. Oh, look at that. Don't be showing me your Target ad. Look at that. It is real close. It should be, it should be doing some interesting stuff here for a little while. Okay. Let's do it. That's what we came for. We came out to camp in the rain. Let it rain. That's what we want. I should be good. There's no widowmakers directly overhead. The wind, it's been pretty windy, but down here in the, inside the trees and stuff, there's no wind at all down here. Just the slightest little breeze is about all you feel down here. So that should work out in my favor too. But we shall see, shan't we? Either way, this should be a very interesting trip. This will be one to remember, that's for sure. Let me get got a piece of Duraflame underneath there to get this kind of wet stuff going. Works pretty good though. Figured I'd have one now, might not be able to later. Kind of got a feeling that thing ain't long for this world. But that's all right. We don't care. We got heat. We got TV. Got my kitchen. Fix some ribs a little bit later. Watch some movies. Hang out. And just kind of watch the rain. Watch the leaves fall. That sounds pretty good, don't it? Oh, there's a dead one. I didn't see that one. That's all right. He's forked. Got these to block him. He can't get me. But I'll take it down next time I work here. Been meaning to take that one out, but I can get around it, so I just never really bothered with it. But anyway, let me get out of the smoke. Standing here choking to death. Anyway, all right. Like I said, I just thought I would do a little quick update, show you guys where we're at so far. And, you know, we seem to be ready. We seem to be ready for the rain. I don't have the canopy actually connected. It's just sitting next to it with a little flap, you know, of tarp to try and turn most of the water, you know, turn most of it. We'll see what happens. Well, remember I told you it would look a little bit wetter, a little different? It looks a little different. It looks a little wetter. Yep, a little bit wetter. Wetter outside, that is. It's dry as a bone in here. Yeah, the walls are doing great. That is so cool, just to look right out the walls and just watch. I mean, that is so cool. I love that. Got my little heater going. Those of you been watching the camping channel for a while probably remember this. I used to take that camping in little tiny tents all the time. But yeah, got my fire going out there, and it is just about time to start some dinner. I got everything set up out here and ready. But other than that, everything's going really well. I shut the power down for a little while, save some power for later. Starlink about 25 watts, but it's a steady drain, constant. So yeah, so just to be on the safe side. I mean, I've got the little one, but I use it for phones and stuff, and I may switch it out just for an hour or two, just to make sure we have plenty on that one. Just kind of balance them out a little bit, which I've got that one too, as far as that goes, just the little fancy rewiring. I've got to actually have a little 500 watt inverter in the camping tote there. But yeah, it's doing really well. Everything seems to be turning water excellent. I haven't seen a single drop of water inside, and this is completely dry too. Yeah, gutter's working perfectly. Can't beat that, can you? Gutter's working exactly the way it was supposed to work. But anyway, it's about dinner time. I've got my little grill set up down here, just under the canopy, and I brought, let me get some light on. We don't need it flashing. Brought a half a rack of ribs, and get the grill going here in a second, and get those puppies simmering. And tinfoil tore on me a little bit, but they're smothered in honey barbecue sauce. Well, it's about 6 o'clock now, and it's been raining for at least 2-3 hours, something like that. Nothing real dramatic, not a heavy downpour, but steady, you know, non-stop. But so far, you know, zero problems, no water issues of any kind, and everything is going really well. And I have a spectacular view. Did have one little issue. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, everything's going well, as far as the water is concerned anyway. But I did make one little boo-boo. I brought 2 bottles of what I thought was propane, but one of them was only half full and one of them was completely empty. The one I thought was the spare they had 0 in it. So we had to get just a little bit creative. You know how it is. Necessity is the mother of invention. So I set it right there, right at the fire. That should keep it warm. I'll leave it there for about another half an hour, something like that, and just let them finish off. It cooked for a while. I heard it poof. When it went out, I heard poof. And the flame went out and checked, and the flames were out. Oh, you little devil, you. Went and, okay, I got a spare bottle of propane and opened it up, but nope, it's an empty one. I refill my own, and, you know. Oh well, right? Oh well. Got my firewood kind of covered. At least some of it will be partially dry for now. You know, this kind of rain, I don't think you can do much with it. You know, it's gonna eventually catch up with you, you know, and put everything out. Once it gets good and soggy, everything gets good and drenched. The Duraflame will still go though, won't it? It'll still cook. Anyway, my ribs seem to be doing fine, so we'll just let them sit for a little while and let them cook and get in out of the rain. And it's just about time to turn my heater on here pretty soon and get some heat going in there. Get it warmed up for bedtime. I like this though. Door's a little short for me, and that's, yeah, here on me. Door's about right here, so it's a little low, but I can live with that, you know. Duck. Okay, it's time to crack it open and see what we got here. I got the TV hooked up and got prime loaded, ready to go. Got the heat going over there. So I just got it on 1. It's not that cold, just enough to, you know, make it t-shirt weather inside. You know, make it really nice and summery inside, even though it's raining and cold and wet outside. But anyway, let's see what we got. I waited for you guys. That looks interesting. Look at that. A little bit of just about right. That should work. Alright, let me get the knife out, get it out of the tin foil. I just thought I'd wait for you guys and show that to you, share that with you. What y'all think? That looked pretty good? So it turns out it was a 1957 movie, but it's a World War II movie from 1957, so who knows, maybe it's a little bit more accurate. I don't know. We'll give it a try. We'll give it a shot. But the ribs, look at that. That turned out really good looking. Look at that. Got my peanut butter cookie for dessert, peanut butter cream cookie, and for a side dip for my sides is a caramel apple pie. That's my side dish. Was gonna make some mashed potatoes, but I forgot. just now got done. Oh yeah, you forgot the mashed potatoes. Oh well, we got plenty barbecued ribs. All right, let's go. One way to find out. Let's get a more manageable bite here. Something for camera. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. Look at that. Get it in some light here. Look at that puppy. It's gonna be a good night. Very good. Just enough barbecue on it to... I was gonna put some more sauce on it, but I must have left it somewhere. I don't know. Somewhere where the battery was at. But it don't need it really. It's really good. It's very good as is. Very juicy too. It's not a bit dry. That tinfoil packet kept it nice and juicy. That is really good. This is really good. And it is incredibly nice in here. It is very warm. Good trip. It's going to be a really good night. Well, it is about midnight. It's been raining for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Seems like, yeah, been raining forever. It's dry in here though. It's nice and warm, very warm, very cozy. Little heater's doing great. But anyway, I laid down, watched a little TV and fell asleep big time. And woke up about 11:30. Look at that. You can see through the tent wall pretty good. You get it just right. I can see outside really well. Well, when you put the light right up against it, you can see outside well. You back up, all you see is little glare from the raindrops. But anyway, like I said, it's really nice and warm in here. Very cozy. I had to turn the heat down. And my fire's gone. It's all cooked up. Yeah. But anyway, alright guys, I am really tired. Halfway asleep, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna call it a night. And I will see you guys bright and early in the morning. Good night, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I bet you're probably wondering, what are we looking at? It's my ceiling. Look at all the leaves up there. It looks really cool. Kind of looks like they're painted on. Part of the design or something. Maybe they should do that. That looks pretty cool. You know, it looks pretty cool. Speaking of looking pretty cool, check out the view outside my tent. I just turned the camera. The view from bed. It's my view right from the bed. Just a whole bunch of outside. I can bring the outside inside with this tent, can't you? I guess I might as well get up and get this day started. Oh man, that was a really good stretch there. That was a good one. I mean, you can't just recreate those, you know, just and it's the same thing. It don't work like that though, does it? Well, much as I hate to get up out of the bed, such a pretty place, such a pretty morning. This is pretty nice. That is insanely cool, ain't it? The view from your bed. There's a buck right there. It's like a 6 or an 8 point. Just walked right by the tent. He walked right there, looked at me, put his head back down, and just kept right on walking. That was really cool. That was pretty cool right there. Anyway, I've got my fire going. I was watching a winter camping video I made last winter, trying to get myself in the mood for getting this puppy out in the snow this year. I can't wait to get this thing out in the snow. That's assuming my zippers make it. The first one, it broke last night. Came loose. Thing about it, I'm using this one now. The way I figure it, this one has double zippers. That one had double. It's one single now. So if that one breaks one more time, the tent's shot. And this one's got some slack. I got a spare one on this side, so I'll use this as my main entrance from now on, and just try to be super careful with it. I wonder if I could get that back in there. I see where it came loose right there. I might be able to get that back in there and sew that back up. Put a stitch right there so it can't go up so high. Kind of a small zipper for, you know, big old thick heavy material, you know. That stuff's heavy. The tent weighs probably, I'm just going to guess, about 50 pounds, something like that. It's not light at all. But anyway, got my TV hooked up and got me a fire going outside. I need to turn my tent next time so my fire is here, you know, so you can see it. The window, kind of the first time I've ever said that, the window is blocking my view. The window is blocking the view. Kind of ironic, isn't it? Just a little bit ironic there. Can't see outside for the window. Anyway, I've got some more rain coming. I've got to get through. You can hear it starting to pick up just a little bit. I've got another little stretch of rain to get through. This one, you know, daytime, so yay. Anyway, before I can start packing up, I guess I could do some little stuff, you know, get some little things put away back in the tote and all that kind of stuff. But I guess until it quits raining, we'll just hang out for a little while. I think I've got a few more hours until I had, you know, radar up a little while ago. It looks like I have several hours until this rain here passes. But that's okay. That is okay, because it's really early in the morning and we're here to camp anyway, right? That's what we came for. We came specifically for that. I'm gonna have to zip this one up. Getting a little drip in here. I don't have a canopy here. See how they do when you do it? When you zip it, it pulls that back over into place, but you know, just puts tension on it. Maybe kind of try to hold them together. All right, let's get over here, or get off here, and I think I'll put a movie on. You know, I thought I wanted to check out the winter camping thing, and yeah, it's pretty cool, but yeah, I think I'm gonna watch a movie and just kick back, relax, and enjoy. See if any more bucks want to run by. He just came right up through there, started walking right by, looked at me, saw me, and just went right on out through there, real casual, no big deal. Yeah, it's just a human in a clear tent in my yard. Nothing unusual. I see this every day. Prance, prance, prance. I like that, being able to see the fire from here. I like that. That is pretty cool. Yeah. When you stand up, though, the window blocks your view. Alright, let's get off here for a minute. I'll see y'all in a few. Well, it's 10 a.m. It's about 48, maybe 50 degrees, something like that. Not cold, but you know, not warm by any means. You know, hoodie weather. But anyway, been using that door there. I'm afraid to use the other one. You break that zipper, the whole tent's shot. At least this one you got two chances. Be careful with it. Very pretty out. The colors. Look at the trail. The trail just looks like something, you know, from the Wizard of Oz or something. And that just looks pretty cool. I love the leaves, the wet leaves, the wet leaf look. Of course, it's a different story when you go to pack everything up and it's got wet leaves stuck to it. It's a totally different story then. I hear him. I hear him. Anyway, I figured we'd take a walk down. Just take a quick walk and look at the river before the rain starts. Just see where it's at. Just out of curiosity. You know, of course, upstream rain usually makes the river rise here. But, you know, well, we'll see. I'm just kind of curious. Used to be an old house. Right there you can see the corners where it's at, and there's a two-car garage that just the concrete, just the cinder blocks are all that's left from a house that used to be there. Now, this stuff is slippery, so yeah, go easy, right? It's all wet. Not just wet, it's wet. It's wet got wet. Very pretty though. Definitely looking like fall. It'll soon be looking like winter too. Some big, it's like a tank, water tank of some kind over there that's floated down. Got away from somebody, part of a dock maybe. Glad I cleared this trail. It's a lot easier to get around when it's wet. I'll say that in fall, bust my butt real good. Kinda pretty. Just a little bit. There's a hawk up there somewhere. Very interesting. You can see a game trail. There he is again. You can see a game trail going over this way. Very fall looking. The rest of these leaves won't be long. They're starting to change. It won't be long after that. I see something flying up there. That might be the hawk. He's right up there. Whatever it was I just saw. Just hear you scream. No? Quiet hawk. Alright, an anticlimactic hawk. Alright, let's head back up toward camp. Maybe head out toward that old house real quick, see if we can see it, see what it looks like. Started to go look at it, but you know, it's always been summer months or something, camping somewhere else, something like that. Well, I'm back up at Bubble Camp, and I took some pictures on the way back. I noticed it seemed like every wide spot I came to, I was thinking, ooh, I could put a tent here. This would be a good spot. And I got a great spot for a tent, you know, 60 yards away. But I'm like, ooh, I could put a tent here. Anyway, I got back up here where I had, you know, access to internet, you know, Starlink over there. And it's almost here. It's getting close. But I went ahead and got, you know, some of the lights, some of the stuff like that, and put some of that away real quick. Got me a sip of coffee and put a couple pieces on the fire. So I figure we'll walk out through here and look at that old house out there. But yeah, I just thought I'd show that as we was going by, the diesel heater. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Uses, you know, a battery and diesel fuel right in the top. And on a full tank, you'll get about 24 hours. On low, something like that. Of course, you know, the higher you go, the less you get. That one's 8 kilowatt. And it does awesome inside here. I've been running it on low, and it's actually a little bit warmer than I liked. And it was 45, 47 last night, something like that. And it was actually a little bit on the warm side. So yeah, I just hate the zipper broke. The new tent, that hurt my heart, man. It really did. That hurt my heart when that popped out. Oh no. But it's down over that way. And of course that's the way out right there. That buck went right through here. Came up this way, looked at me, went over there, looked at me on the other side of the UTV, and then just kind of walked off through there. Good morning. Look at the colors. Look at that. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but that is really bright. Yeah, you get it. Seems like it give you a headache, don't it? There it is. There's their toilet, apparently. Of course, it's been flooded numerous times since this was, I'm sure the Corps bought them out, you know, government. Because this is definitely right in the floodplain. You can see flowers here and there. Yeah, I can walk right up to it now. Ooh, I could camp in here. Looks like it was a nice basement at one time. I need me a new burn barrel, but that one's a little bit too far gone. Kind of a precarious place to build, but you know, with the creek right behind you, And the river right there. I don't know about this. At least you got a really cool yard, wouldn't you? Very, needs a little TLC. The yard needs a little TLC. Yeah. The house was over here somewhere. I'm assuming this was the garage, you know, just the doors. But I guess it could have been, you know, two houses. Where's my path at? Old school TV. You can barely see camp through the trees. Right over there. Well, this would be front yard. And that hole right there would be the house, presumably. Now you can see where the corners were, the basement. You can actually see it. It's a pretty spot for a house, but I don't know about all this river stuff here. Now you can see the corner of the foundation right there. Comes right through here. You can see the cinder block. And back down that way. Problem is, the river is right there. That's a problem. That's a big problem. It's gonna come up. 100% it's gonna come up to here. You know, from the last few years, I would say, last 5 years, it's probably been up here at least 3 times. So I don't know about building here. Okay, well, alright, let's get to packing up some little stuff, getting those loaded. I guess anything that goes in the front of the UTV, I can go ahead and put in there. Check it out. I got the tarp tied off all the way down to the A-arms. Lower A-arms. And my sticks up there worked really well. Held everything in place, and the water ran off perfectly. Enjoy it while you can. Well, I'm just about ready to start loading up, and I've got the clear bubble, and I just thought I'd show it to you guys. I didn't show it to you when I was putting it up. So I thought I'd take a second, turn the camera back on, and show you what it looks like without the rain fly. Of course, I guess you don't have to have it. They show it, you know, being used without it and throwing water on it. So I guess you can use it without the rain fly, apparently. But I thought it looked cool, you know, looked good. And it reflected the light, so it helped a lot, you know, using that. The bottom of the rain fly is silver. That's it right there, as a matter of fact. But, you know, it reflects the light better. So yeah, a couple little lanterns. I didn't even need the big light. The rain snuck up on me while I was loading up, but that's all right. We got everything loaded and under cover, and we are good to go. Rain if you want to, we don't care. We broke out the raincoat. All right, guys, I guess I'm gonna get out of here and head on home. Thank y'all for coming along. Hope you enjoyed our little journey out here. A little, you know, rain trip, little rain camp. But I guess it's about time to get on home, I suppose. It'll be a wet trip. That's okay though. We don't care. We got a windshield and doors. We don't care. And we got a raincoat. That's all that matters. Alright guys, we'll see y'all next time. Have a good one. And until the next adventure, Leo out.